hand movements. So one of my clients asked me today about hands. She's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay, so here are some very basic tips on what to do with your hands when you're not using them, because you're not going to be using your hands all the time. Okay, so with the virtual space here, it's important to remember that even if we don't see your hands in the frame, your hands, the movement and the energy that your hands are creating transfers up through the body, all the way up through the head. So it's important to use your hands even when they're not being seen in the frame like this. And it's the same thing if you're talking on a phone. You know, you can see someone, they're actually using their hand to say something. So even if we can't see you, we can still hear the energy that you're creating with the movement of your hands. Okay, so let's talk about that when you're face to face. So say you're standing up and you are presenting or pitching. So let's talk about that situation. Okay, so if you are standing, this is about how your hands actually shape your thoughts for us. We get to see what you are thinking by how you use your hands. You have a lot of energy in your hands, a lot of energy. So if you actually speak without any movement at all, it's a bit weird. Yeah, there's no energy going on there. There's no movement. So your hands have a lot of energy and emotion in them. So your hands help to shape your thoughts for us as an audience. We get to see what you are thinking by how you use your hands. So it's important to loosen up those hands, loosen them up, loosen up those arms, so you can actually have movement and openness in the body as you are using your hands. So let's look at some resting places for hands, because you're not going to be using them all the time. So if someone's asking a question or maybe someone else is speaking, fingertips together. That's a nice place, very easy, good resting place for hands. That's very Aristotelian. Aristotle used to do that. Hands lightly laced together. That's another resting position to try. And one hand over another. Another nice little resting place as well. So there are resting places that you can have for your hands because you're not going to be using them all the time. But the point is to not get locked into positions like this either. If your arms have tension in them, then this can sometimes happen. And this tension translates up through the shoulders as well. So you want to loosen up those arms, loosen up those hands. All right, so when you are using your hands, we are able to connect with your words in a much more indelible way. It's a physical, we can physically see your information by how you are using your hands. So hands are very, very important. They are an essential tool when it comes to your physical presence, your non-verbal communication, your